Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm back doing another action figure toy review, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios Iron Man 1 Infinity Saga Mark II. And this thing is awesome. I'm super happy that I was finally able to replace the Iron Man 1 movie figures that I had in my collection. I never actually got the Mark II, but I'm glad that I didn't have to waste money getting these if I was just going to end up replacing it with the proper Marvel Legend here. So this Mark II is, hang on, let's take a look at the box first. So the packaging is just classic Infinity Saga packaging. It says Mark II, there's an Avengers logo there, Infinity Saga, Marvel Studios, Iron Man 1. On the top just says Iron Man 1 Mark II. On the side, you get some nice artwork of the Infinity Saga characters, so all the main heroes from the Infinity Saga. Same image on the other side. Is that same image? No, it's different image. Looks like it's one continuous image because I can see the Hulk on both, so I think it's just like the other half of it. And then on the back, you can see an Iron Man 1 movie poster, which is very nice. And there's a read-up on the Iron Man Mark II, so if you want to read that, pause it and read it now. And yeah, not much more to this packaging. I like this window open package so that you can actually see the figure inside. Very nice. And also this Infinity Saga packaging is nice and square, which is something I really like. I hated the fact that the the Infinite series Marvel Legends were that weird tapered box shape. It made it hard to stack. So anyway, going into the actual figure, this thing is awesome. You can see it's one solid color of that super shiny metallic silver, and then they didn't add much detailing to it, but the details they did very well. So it's covered in bolts. The blue application of the arc reactor is very well done. There's white in the center, as it should. This is one of the best painted arc reactors I've seen on a Marvel Legend. The eyes, I think they did okay. Well, they're well done. They're just not as nice as the arc reactor. I like having the white and blue. I think there is maybe a little bit of white in the very center. But either way, the eyes came out very clean. They didn't miss the mark at all. So that's nice. It would be nice to get like a powered up, powered down version, but it did come with an alternate unmasked head, which I'll go over in a little bit. But just going over the sculpt of this, it's very, very nice. Also, extremely accurate to the movie. Like those old Iron Man 1 movie figures, I thought were great back in the day, but looking at them now, you can tell the proportions are quite off. Like, there's no way he would actually be able to fit in there in a 6-inch scale figure. But this one is really, really nice. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of marbling on mine right in the front of the face, so that kind of annoys me, but it's not the worst. I'm just kind of pretending it's battle damage or some kind of gunmetal gleam, like just from the metal being marbled itself. But yeah, so this thing is really well articulated. I guess I'll go over that first. So the head it's on a dumbbell hinge, so it's not on the disc hinge. So unfortunately, you get that weird gap, as well as less range of motion. So you can't get him looking up very far for flying poses, but it works well enough. It does look down more, and then side to side, as well as lots of gesturing, head tilting. And these shoulder pads are nice. So they're made of, they're attached to like a soft rubber, and then it will actually rotate around as you bring the arm to the front and to the back. So it doesn't hinder the articulation at all, which is nice. It can look a little odd from some angles, like his shoulder wouldn't really bend like that, but it's nice that it doesn't block the articulation. And then there's also an upper arm swivel, as well as double jointed elbows. Wrists move. Do they hinge? Yeah, these wrists do have a hinge in them. And these shoulders, they kind of ratchet, so it feels like you're going to break it, but you're not. You just got to go straight, and it'll ratchet to where you want. Then these wrists rotate and hinge. Only the fists hinge, I should mention. These open palm hands don't have a hinge, and they also don't have the hole in the end of the palm to add the repulsor blast, so you can only put them in the feet, which is a bit unfortunate. Anyway, the diaphragm crunches back this far, forward this far, and you can rotate around. Oh, actually, you can't rotate around there, so that kind of sucks. Legs move up to the front this far, and they move back this far. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, which look a little odd because one is pinless and one is pinned. And then these ankles really aren't the best. I thought they would be an improvement, but they're barely an improvement. So they don't really hinge up and down. You kind of have ankle pivot in there, but like because of the cut of the side of the metal here, or metal, you can't really use these feet hinges very well. So it's a bit of a challenge to get him to stand. You kind of have to get him leaning forward, and like you really got to rotate the hips. I'm not the biggest fan of the feet, but I am a fan of this unmasked head sculpt. I think they did a really good job of capturing the likeness of Robert Downey Jr. It's not as nice as some of the other ones, but his face is smushed in there, so I feel like, you know, for a smushed Robert Downey Jr., looks pretty good. Especially, maybe not so much from like the 3/4, but dead on, I think it actually does look more like him. And there's some nice detail in this one. So this one, you can tell they left the eyes powered down. I guess that's good enough. You get the second head sculpt of the powered down. It would be kind of cool to have got Rhodey's face in here though, because like I remember Rhodey in the Mark II more than Tony, even though they both did wear it. Just taking a closer look at these repulsor hands, and you can see they are detailed very nicely. They just don't have the hole in the center, and of course no hinge. So I don't know if it's because this flap would have got in the way, but it's really unfortunate. Hinders some posing. But the repulsor blast that it came with turned very nice. You can tell they're cast in like a clear teal plastic with a little bit of white mixed in, or clear. They look really, really nice. And of course they do peg into the bottoms of his boots quite nicely. So overall, I really do like this figure. Oh, we gotta go over the size. What am I doing? Stand up. Okay. So he's standing at, looking like 6 3/4 inches tall. And here I have him next to Tony Stark. And you can tell, well, this is a Matt Murdock suit with Tony Stark first 10 years head on there, and you can tell he would be able to fit in there. I think this scale works much better than the original Iron Man 1 movie figures. There's no way that Tony Stark would be able to fit inside of this suit. Like, look at how thin the waist is, and the hips and everything. Like, yeah, I just don't think the scaling was quite right. Like, it was close. It's not horrible, but you can tell this one is just like that much more accurate. You can definitely tell there'd be enough room for him to have some actual protection in there. This one would really only work if it was the nanotech, which he didn't have at the time. But yeah, so that looks really good. I've got him compared to the War Machine from Avengers 2, which would be this same model, wouldn't it? But somehow he's standing taller. That's weird. Rhodey's shorter. It might be because the mask is up. No, it seems like, yeah, somehow the Mark II is standing taller than Rhodey, which is weird because that's supposed to be the same armor. Here I've got him next to Pepper Potts from the 3-pack with the Mandarin from Iron Man 3. And I think that scale works as good too. And for last size comparison, here he is next to the Mark 43 Iron Man from Avengers 2, because I don't have the Mark 3 yet to compare these two. But you can see how similar these armors are. And the Mark II is also standing taller than this one. So maybe this one is just a little on the tall side, but I think it looks good. I'm basically only going to have it displayed in line with all the other Iron Man armors, So maybe as I collect them all, I'll be able to see how it scales a little better over time. But right now, I think it's a great figure. I'm happy with it. I needed it to complete the collection, obviously, and yeah, just like it's a simple figure. There's not much you needed to, or Hasbro needed to do with it, but what they did well. It's very well sculpted. The details are, you know, aligned properly, nice and crisp. I think they nailed this one. I think I'm really happy with it, and I recommend other people get it as well. Okay, if you liked this review, stay tuned for more reviews, unboxing, and more to this channel. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell to stay up to date on everything Marvel Legends. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.